Residents in Corinth St recently reached out to the media over some land issues in the area. The residents previously reported that the owners of the plantation built a structure on the allowed road in the area and are now allegedly accosting residents who use the road. According to the residents, a portion of the land which was sold to the owners of the Belair Plantation was left by the seller to the community for recreational activity years ago. However, they claimed a structure was built and a fence erected along the roadside, preventing them from entering the land which they believe is rightfully theirs. Responding to the residents' frustrations, Simon Wall, local vice president of Canadian Banknote Company and owner of the Belair property, says the public has always been welcome to use the beach in the area and have only ever been restricted from the housing aspect of the property, which is private.
We have made it very clear that there is no restriction on access to the property. We encourage people to use the beaches. We're actually actively encouraged, and even the swim club will tell you we have encouraged them to use the facility, the local swim club, and given them showers and toilets to use. That is the same wording on the sign that was there before, when it was for the last 12 years before we owned it. It is actually standard wording, and it doesn't apply to the beaches because, of course, that's Queen's Chain. And in fact, our beaches are enjoyed every day by many, many people, and they know that the law as we do, and we respect that, and we encourage use of the property.
Wall says the fenced area referred to by the residents where the property was built does not belong to his company.
There was a fence they were talking about, and that has nothing to do with us. That is a contested piece of property which we are not involved, and we're not contesting it. Two other people are. We actually attempted to take down that fence and were prohibited by the other person's, by lawyers, from removing that fence, which would have made easier access to the beach. That has nothing to do with us. That's not our property, and we are not claiming that property either. No, and if you look at the fence, you can see it's at least 30 years old. And if you'll notice some parts that have been torn down, which is where we tore it down to make access easier, and then we were prevented by one of the contesting parties, not ourselves, we're not involved in that fight, stopped us from removing the rest of the fence.
He extended his support, maintaining that he shares the villagers' sentiments about preserving the history of the area.
We were actually planning to build a small museum in the front building there for school children to enjoy, to learn about the history of the area, because it does have significant history relative to Grenada.